It's nice easing back into old routines. Only now, with extra care. Let's do it for ourselves, for our loved ones, for everyone's safety.
Hurry up, let's go. Let's go.
And staying safe starts at home.
Nice.
From how we work and learn, to the little ways we find joy. If you must head out, take extra care. Making a small effort, being mindful, they go a long way to keeping us all safe. The health of all depends on each one of us. So let's work together, using new tools and keeping to our new habits to protect the people we love. At work, let's all be good team players.
Hi, good morning. How are you? Good.
A little distance between us today will be good for us all tomorrow. A little care can protect the one thing that means the world to us. So let's do our part.
The views and opinions expressed by the speaker, host, commentator, or other third party in Ariva webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass are those of the speaker, host, commentator, or third party and do not necessarily reflect and represent the views and opinions of Ariva. Furthermore, Ariva does not warrant, express, or imply the merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose of any product, information, service, or process presented by the speaker, host, commentator, or third party, and Ariva specifically disclaims any legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, completeness, or usefulness of any product, information, service, or process presented. Finally, material or information presentation, opinion, process, or service by, on any trade name, trademark, manufacturer, or otherwise during Ariva webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass do not constitute or imply Ariva's endorsement or recommendation of such opinion, process, service, item, or organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ariva Academy's free live webinar. Our topic this afternoon is employee engagement as a competitive advantage. I'm Kate, and I will be with you the whole afternoon as your host. I am very excited to be with everyone because we are really going to learn a lot from our speaker this afternoon. But before we get to know her, I have a few reminders to make sure that our program will run smoothly the whole afternoon. Ariva is committed to protecting your privacy, hence stricter security of this webinar has been implemented. So for better viewing of your Zoom experience, we encourage you to please update your Zoom application by visiting their website. And for those of you who are using their mobile gadgets to view this webinar, you can go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store so you can download and install the Zoom app. Now, I want to know, is someone here joining an Ariva Academy for the first time? If it's your first time, can you type hi here in the chat box? We'd love to welcome you. We'd love to know where you are watching us from also. Anyone here who's from the province? I'm here in Parañaque City. And yes, it is raining here in Parañaque. How's the weather in your area? Would love to know. Hi. I'm seeing a lot of highs in the chat box already. Hi, Rosel, Brian, Justin, who is in Zambales. We have Stephen in Makati. Hi, Luis. Luis is just in passing. We have from Ilocos Sur. Hello, Castle. Hello, Castle. From Davao del Norte, we have Madel from Cavite. Beverly from Iloilo, Liza. From Bulacan, La Union, Batangas, Zambales, Lipa, Laguna, from Malvar, from Batangas, Nueva Vizcaya, from Cavite, from Zamboanga, hello, from Pangasinan, Laguna, Quezon City, yeah, oh, it's cloudy in Quezon City. We have Cyrus, who's in Binondo right now, from Ormoc, Lubel, from Benguet, from Quezon City, from Santo Tomas, from Negros Occidental, from Surigao del Norte, from Siargao, from Tacloban, Maupay, nga hapon, from Cagayan de Oro, hello, from Negros Occidental, Taguig, BGC, Batangas, Laguna, Aklan, and from US, Dan is in USA right now. So Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, good afternoon, Philippines, and hello, world. We're very happy to have everyone here with us this afternoon. Now, I want to make sure that once our speaker is starting her discussion, we will be hearing it loud and clear. So can you type a 111 here in the chat box if you can hear me clearly? You can type 222 if you can't hear anything, or type 2121 if you can hear me but the sound that you're hearing is choppy, it's breaking up, or type question mark if you don't understand what is happening, and we'll try to help you out. Let me check the chat box. I'm seeing a lot of 111s. That's good to know. If ever you're having trouble with your audio, please make sure have someone help you out. If you have a tech team there in the office, have them check out the audio of your gadgets. We really don't want you to miss any part of the discussion this afternoon. Later, we'll have a 5-minute break. I'll be announcing that, and something exciting will also be happening during that break time, so watch out for it. Now, participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by our administrator during the discussion just to avoid interruptions. But for those of you who might have questions, I'm sure you will really have questions at the end of our session, or you might even have questions already, even if we haven't started it. You may type them here in the chat box, and then we'll be reading them during our Q&A portion. Or if you're brave enough, you can click the raise hand button. We'll allow you to unmute so you can ask your question directly to our speaker. An e-certificate of attendance will be awarded to participants who will successfully complete the entire virtual masterclass, and they will be available 3 to 5 working days after the learning session. And Please make sure that you gave us the complete and the accurate email address because that is where we will be sending the e-certificate. And we will also be posting a link for a feedback form here at the chat box before we end our session later this afternoon. Please make sure you click that link that will bring you to the feedback form and then fill it out and then submit it to us. That will also ensure that you will be receiving your e-certificate. Okay, so thank you for that. Also, I am asking everyone to make sure that your cameras are turned on all throughout our session this afternoon. We really want to make this session very interactive. We may be together virtually, but let's interact. So make sure your cameras are turned on. Use the react buttons, and we can also use the chat box. Thank you for that. There you have it. Now I am ready to introduce our speaker. Our speaker this afternoon is a highly motivated professional who is an individual member of the Q2 HR Solutions team. As managing director, she believes she has a privileged position to uplift the lives of the team, the clients, and candidates they serve. She has more than 26 years of sales and client management experience in Europe and Asia and has been living in the Philippines for over 23 years. Currently, she's serving on the British Chamber of Commerce Philippines. She's an active member of Springboard Foundation, a non-government organization here in the Philippines founded in 2002, where she served as the president of the Board of Trustees. She's the current chairwoman of Children of the Dump and president of the British Women's Association. She's a truly talented individual with strong leadership and networking skills. She's known in the industry as a networking virtuoso since her rich network of contacts has enabled her to provide valuable assistance to startups and growing companies in the Philippines, and she is always willing to go the extra mile. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our speaker, Ms. Sarah McLeod. Hi, good afternoon, Sarah. Sarah, you're still on mute.
Okay.
There you go. We can hear you now.
There we go. I had to be unmuted. I had to be allowed. I think your team is so good at making sure we're muted when we have to be muted. So thank you for that. So Magandang Hapon sa lahat, everyone here. I'm just looking at, I was 417 people. Wow. And I was listening to the introduction of where you all are living. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
They're all over the Philippines.
They are all over the Philippines. So I'm just going to do that one final technical thing, which we all need to do is make sure that our equipment is plugged in properly. So thank you for that introduction. It's always in 26 years. I think it's actually more than that now. So welcome, everyone. We have a limited time, so I assume that I can get going already. And today I'm going to be focusing on employee engagement as a competitive advantage, because I truly believe that I'm assuming, maybe you could just do our first little waterfall here, that most of you are in HR or in management roles where you take care of people. Maybe we can just have a little waterfall, that you are HR students, you're HR workers. What are you? Let's see what it says in the chat. Who's going to be the first one? HR student. Thank you. Talent development consultant. Student. Thank you. Thank you. And, you know, oftentimes HR is, I believe anyway, is not necessarily given the seat at the strategy table. So I'm so glad that you're here. And I hope that I can help you by the end of today understand a little bit more how your people in your company are your competitive advantage. So what are my objectives today? So my objectives today at the end of the session are to make sure that you understand the concept of employee engagement. You also explore the link between employee engagement and also the engagement and organizational performance, how if you engage your employees, how that is linked to employee engagement, and also discover the best practices and hopefully share with you a few that we have here at Q2 that maybe you can take away and use for your own organization. Copy and make better, that's what we always say, and gain practical tools. So that's what I hope to achieve with you today. Thank you everyone for still tapping in there, where you're from, and as suspected, many of you are from HR or people managers. So employment engagement is all about feelings. So Carl Buchner said, people will forget what you say. I'm sure we all feel that. They'll forget what you do, but they will never how you made them feel. And engagement is the measure of the team's emotional commitment to their organizations, and it's critically important to the bottom line if you have a happy team. So in terms of some data, let me give you a little bit of data. And this is data analytics for HR from Gallup, and I hope that you all know who Gallup is. So the data highlights the pressing need for organizations to place a laser focus on employee engagement and the cultivation of a positive workforce culture. The fact that nearly 60% of employees worldwide find themselves disengaged, with almost 1/5 actively disengaged, presents a formidable challenge that can't be ignored. A staggering economic impact of 8.8 trillion in lost productivity further emphasizes the urgency of action and makes it abundantly clear that engagement and culture are not merely optional workplace elements. They stand as a primary catalyst, prompting employees to contemplate leaving their current roles. To retain and attract the talent, organizations have to prioritize strategies that foster engagement, build a positive culture, and ultimately drive both individual and collective success. And we all know it's difficult at the moment because a blended workforce, is it in the office full time? Is it work from home full time? These are complexities that none of us in the HR, none of us in business had these conversations really in 2019. They only came post-pandemic. So hopefully in we'll explore what employee engagement really means, how it affects the individuals and businesses alike, and ultimately share effective approaches and best practices to address those critical issues. Now, if you do have any questions as we go along, please ask them in the chat group. The team there at Ariva, hopefully we'll have time at the end to answer some of them. So as I said, Gallup, if you don't know who Gallup is, it's a well-known global analytics and advisory company that specializes in data-driven research, consulting and solutions worldwide across all industries. It was founded by George Gallup in 1935, so even older than I am. And so it's known for its expertise and of course in their polling and data collection, and it has played a significant role in shaping public opinion on research and how important research is. So what does employee engagement mean to you? So I'd like to have a few answers in the chat. In the chat box, this is where you can exercise your typing fingers. So what does employee engagement mean to you guys? And I know you're really, really good at this. That's okay that you're using the company desktop without the camera there, Rachel. So some ideas there in the chat box. What does employee engagement mean to you in the audience? Better communication, belonging, connection. I love that word. Communication, employee retention. I love it when the waterfall starts. Thank you for this. It's always the first person to go. Wow, Michael, working employee engagement. That's huge. Employee engagement is the extent to which employees feel a sense of commitment to their organization, to its values, goals, and objectives, and conscientiously work towards achieving those goals. Yeah, you're clearly in HR. People participate in companies. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. These are incredible answers. and there's more coming. Keep them coming because I can look at them afterwards and see if there's anything I miss. So, what is employee engagement? So, it's a concept that refers to emotional commitment. We saw commitment, a lot of you have written commitment, dedication, passionate about their work, company's mission, and their role within that company. So, I have always found that if you understand how your role fits in an organization, that's critically important because then you know how important you are. You're deeply invested in your job, you're motivated to contribute your best efforts, and you feel strong connection to the workplace. So it really does, everything you said is not wrong. Everything is absolutely right. Good management, yes, we know that. So going back, that commitment, emotional, so that they have that connection to the values and the way the company does business. Dedication, if you have highly engaged employees, they're going to be dedicated, they're going to be conscientious. Passion in their work is always critical. You have to love what you do. And invested, of course, you need to know what you're doing, what the goal is, and being motivated to do your best and have that strong connection. So thank you for your answers. I have another question for you. How does employee engagement impact you as an employee? So not now as the employer, as an employee. What do you think these are? And let's go back to the Zoom. How do you feel as an employee that it impacts you? Wow, good camaraderie, motivation. Loving some of these aunts, building connections, being inspired. Love that. So it's very personal to each and every one of you, however many are in the room now. So really the impact on employees. Keep it coming, disciplined, valued, inspired. See, we're so linked in how we want to feel when we work with any employees, with any employers. We want the same. So we want to have that emotional connection so that we feel strongly about connecting with the organization that we work with. We want to have job satisfaction. Of course we do. We want to feel like we're satisfied, that we're achieving something and that we're doing something meaningful. And we need to have that in our personal lives as well. We need to have satisfaction, motivation. You'll be self-motivated to be driven and succeed by yourself. You won't need pushing. You know, if you need pushing by someone to get your job done, maybe that's not the right place. Commitment, yes, I saw that too here. You've got to make sure you're committed to the organization's long-term goals, but you also have to know the long-term goals. So if you don't, I suggest you go and talk to one of your manager or one of your team leads or one of your lecturers and ask them how, you got to feel satisfied. You got to have a positive attitude. It just means that if your commitment, you understand your role, you love your work, you're passionate, you know the goals of the organization, automatically that positive attitude is going to just come out from you. It's going to glow. Alignment with the values, aligning your personal values with those of the organization is really also critical. And yes, I saw it just in a minute ago on my side screen, that increased productivity. Engaged employees tend to be more productive because they put in that little extra effort, they take pride in their work, and they lead higher performance. Innovation, engaged employments, become creative if you're allowed to. How can you come up with shortening processes? How can you be innovative and come up with something new? And your manager should listen to that. Strong relationships within your team. You collaborate, and I saw that time and time again. Communicate and collaborate together to grow and develop as a team. And well-being, you feel strong, you're healthy, you've got great engagement, and you don't feel like every day is really a struggle. Work-life balance, or work-life integration, some people call it, because now social media is a way of life. It's not just something you do when you go home. And oftentimes in some of our roles, social media is actually part of the job. So you need to be able to understand what is work, what is downtime, so that you have a balance. And only you can really do that individually. Empowerment. So at Q2, we really want our employees to have empowerment to make decisions within their scope of work. So it's really important that understanding your scope of work and you understand what empowerment is. And then advocacy, so that you also become an advocate for the employee, that you talk positively about the employer. You talk positively about your managers to your friends, and you tell your friends about the overall organization performance, your commitment, and the well-being. So these aspects collectively influence an employee's level of engagement and satisfaction with their work and the organization, and they impact an individual's overall well-being as well as performance and organizational success. So these are the fundamental aspects we've touched upon but why invest time in identifying and understanding these components and employee engagement in the first place? What's the significance to the business, the why? So what do you think is the impact employee engagement has on the business? And I know that you're going to have some great answers here. So why is employee engagement so important to an organization? Let's go.
Sarah, excuse me.
Yes.
Sarah, we can hear you, but your video, I think, is frozen.
Oh,
Or is it really
okay.
just like that? So that we can just hear you.
Hang on. Let me turn my camera off, and then I'll turn my camera on again. Am I moving?
It is now okay. There you go.
Thank you for letting me know. I can't see
able to hear you clearly, so no worries.
No, I can't see myself because I'm reading all of the chat results, so it's covering my face. So thank you, Mary Joyce. Keep going, keep going. I love this question. Why is employee engagement so important for an organization? Yeah, I'm definitely moving. Mention, yes. Rafi, love the fact that you're answering everything. Increased business development, Victor, that's very personal, I am sure. Great. Human capital. Growth, yes, all great words. So employee engagement is important because engaged employees believe in what they're doing, who they work for, so they always act in ways that advance their organization's interests. So with that effect, does that have huge dividends in employee satisfaction and overall organizational performance? So in simpler terms, Jim Harter in Gallup said companies that do a great job of keeping their employees happy and motivated tend to make a lot more money. And I saw that in the waterfall. They can earn over 4 times as much as their competitors who don't focus on employee engagement. When employees are happy and engaged, it's not just good for the company's profits, it also means the customers are happier, get more work done efficiently, fewer employees needed, and they don't leave you as quickly. Accidents, if you're in a factory environment or a distribution environment, and the company makes about 21% more money. Remember, they have a huge data pool. And on top of it, happy and engaged employees also tend to be healthier, so less sick days, so you lose less productivity. So taking care of your employees and keeping them engaged can lead to both a happier workplace and a more successful company. So thank you for your waterfall answers. You can see that you all have a really good idea about this. So impact on the business. So previously we delved into the essential elements to help us grasp the importance of nurturing a workplace engagement among our employees. So let's shift the focus on why fostering engagement within the workplace is crucial for the success of the business. So increased productivity. We mentioned this before. Engaged employees are more focused, more motivated, leading to higher levels of productivity. They're willing to go that extra mile. Higher retention rates reduces turnover. Engaged employees are more likely to stay with the company longer, saving on recruitment costs because it's incredibly expensive to hire a new talent, and training costs because when they come in, you have to train them. Enhanced innovation, engaged employees are more creative and collaborative, and they want to contribute to the culture of innovation and continuous improvement. Improved customer satisfaction. So while we have our employees committed to meeting customer needs because they're more engaged, they're happy, they know their role, they love the goals of the organization, which results in better customer service and satisfaction. And which one of you, I can't remember your name, I'm really sorry, said it increases business development. Positive employee engagement fosters a positive work environment. We spend such a lot of time at the office, whether it's like this because we're working from home, whether we're blended, so we're in the office and we're at home, or whether we're doing 5 days a week in the office. You want to be happy where you work. You want to work with like-minded people that you trust and that you also have open communication and mutual respect. It's an attractive place to work. And the impact on the business. Reduced absenteeism. Someone mentioned this. You're less likely to call in sick. Take a necessary time improving attendance and reducing costs. Who hasn't taken a sick day when it really wasn't a sick day? I'm in my 50s, and I promise you in my 20s, I definitely did that a couple of times. Well-being, you want to have employee well-being. So you're promoting engagement that prioritizes employee well-being, leading to better physical and mental health. And that's another topic which I know Ariva covers, which I'm going to be joining on mental health, because that's a really deep conversation to have post-pandemic. Enhanced employee brand, so you get great ambassadors because you love your job, you love where you work, you're going to tell people about it. Higher profitability because you're going to increase revenue through increased productivity, reducing costs through lower turnover and absenteeism, and adaptability to change. We are in a time of this world that has never been more challenging than at the moment, because we are adapting on a daily basis, whether it's AI, technology, post-COVID, pandemic. We're all having to, and it's the first time for all of us. So whether you're Gen Z or Gen X, doesn't matter. This is
Sarah. Okay. Or Kiara, if you can hear us, please let us know if you're having trouble with the connection.
I'll check with Sarah. Hold on.
Okay. They might be having trouble with their internet connection. So this is my suggestion for all of our participants. We'll be keeping our cameras turned off for now, just to save on bandwidth, okay? So everyone, if your cameras are turned on, okay, I think she got disconnected. We'll be waiting for her to return. But again, just to save on bandwidth, let's all turn off our cameras, our videos. Thank you for understanding. But don't worry, because we'll still be seeing the presentation, and we will still be here.
hello. Hi, can you hear me?
There. Hi, welcome back.
Hi,
Yes,
I
we
was
can
just
now
gonna
hear you.
come back and check. Did you hear my question or not?
I don't think we were able to hear.
Okay,
what
so
goes on there.
the next slide is, what do you think the challenges are in improving employee engagement? Thank you very much. Welcome back. The world of technology. So I'd like in the Zoom chat, what do you think the challenges other than technology of improving employee engagement? Love to hear some of your answers. Lovely. There we go. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Shy. Thank you. Low self-esteem, definitely. Poor communication, absolutely. Fantastic. So yeah, so your answers again are all really, I'm glad, outdated, lack of collaboration, resistance to change. Yeah, so it's undeniable that the challenges are often that accompany the pursuit of employee engagement. It's essential to remember that these obstacles are not insurmountable. In fact, they present opportunities for growth and improvement. I'm sorry you're not getting support and support. That's not good. COVID-19 crisis, as I was saying before I was cut off, ushered in a new era of remote work expected to persist long after the pandemic restrictions ease. This shift, while necessary, has really brought about significant logistical challenges, which I'm sure each and every one of you have, even though still at college. As you're an HR graduate, you had to go and work from home and have your classes from home. So a recent Bloomberg report highlighted, I remember I read recently, that 45% of workers now describe themselves as burnt out, grappling with feelings that overwhelm, stress them, longing for a traditional office environment. So sometimes we wish we were back at work, but then we quite like working at home because we don't have to worry about the travel. So the task of maintaining engagement among remote employees is already complex, and the current climate of prolonged uncertainty only adds to this challenge. So let's delve into a little bit of the hurdles, and you mentioned some of them. Alignment with organizational goals. This comes down to comms. Again, if we don't know why we're working there, if we don't know what the challenges are, if the company's not open, the program that you push out may not yield the desired results. Measuring the impact, you have to quantify the impact of employee engagement programs, and that can be difficult. So we need to strategize with your leaders the KPIs and metrics to assess of their initiatives. Customization, every company is different. Every diverse needs and preferences. And actually, maybe in one company, you've had different divisions that deliver different things. So you may have to have an engagement within each of those. Sustainability. Sustaining can be very, very challenging. We all know that we can start something, and I'm sure in all our organizations, we've had great rollouts and great starts. How do you keep that going as a concerning effort? Communication. Again, the communication comes out again and again and again. You have to engage. Initiatives is so crucial. How do you effectively communicate the purpose and benefits of these programs to everybody? Leadership buy-in. You have to get the leadership team to support your programs, to support the HR and the people teams programs. It's essential, because without it, it will not work. Budget constraints. I noticed a couple of people said that there's budget constraints in everybody, but we have to work around that. How can we do effective engagements that maybe doesn't cost so much to be able to do? Employee participation. Get the employees involved. Maybe have a committee about employee engagement. Maybe have a tribe. Cultural differences. Global organizations. I don't know where a lot of you work, but maybe you have engagement programs to suit cultural differences and also age differences, because we're working in a multi-age world. And then technology. Clearly, I had a bit of technology issues this afternoon. The technology in engagement programs, such as digital platforms or tools that you can use to share and communicate everything that's going on. And then also, let's not forget adapting to change. That came up a couple of times. I saw people saying that people didn't want to change, or they weren't willing to change. You have to somehow get that flexibility and adaptability in response to changing employees' needs and involving work environments, which can be challenging to navigate. So in light of these, we'll delve a little bit into strategies and solutions to tackle and enhance. I'll give you some of those that we do from our perspective in Q2, and examine actionable approaches that you might be able to do to overcome these hurdles. So for best practice sharing, so if you'd just like to just excuse me for a second, I'm just going to close my door again because my IT guy, so I'm here, and my IT guy has been here to ensure ensure that my technology is up and running. See, we all need support. So thank you for your time. Addressing the challenges posed by employee engagement have not only prompted us in Q2 in our own organisation to tackle workforce-related issues, but also unearth broader implications. Research was revealed from us, we did surveys and audits, that teams dedicated to fostering a positive employee experience can boost company profits by 23%. So this is personal. So we took a comprehensive approach to examining the entire employee life cycle. We recognise the need to not only address engagement, but also map it out and enhance the overall employee experience. So on the next slide, you can see that we have created, there's a lot of Qs, we're Q2, so we use a lot of acronyms that include Q, our employee life cycle that suits us. And then we also identified 5 critical steps. So the first step we did was recruit. So this is how we attract and we acquire, integrating the right people in the right seats for our organization. And then number 2, which we call activate, is our way of engaging employees to bring their best to work. Number 3 was our cultivate, which is developing employees to improve individual and business performance. And then the next one was recognize. So we need to make sure that we recognize and reward employees to increase engagement and improve productivity. So it's critical when you're doing systems and processes that you also recognize good performance. And then finally, conquer. And this is the way of transforming employees into great brand advocates. So through this employee life cycle, we've identified gaps between stages more quickly and addressed them by creating and implementing intentional programs for each one. So let's just delve deep a little bit into activate. So again, this is our Q2 way of engaging employees and bringing their best work. In this phase, as a strategy for employee engagement, we plan to increase the number of actively engaged employees to drive and boost bottom line. So how do we do that? So we leverage on HR expertise. HR guidance on legal matters serves as a protective shield around costly legal troubles that we might have and keeping us on the right side of the law. We motivate the workforce. So HR plays a pivotal role in maintaining a motivated workforce through effective management, compensation and benefits, and payroll strategies. We also have proactive issues resolutions. By harnessing data analytics, HR can proactively identify and address potential employee issues before they escalate into significant problems. We also optimize employee retention. So we use data analysis to scrutinize turnover rates, pinpointing the areas where retention strategies can be optimized. And then we also identify high performers. So we look at our insights, our data, so that we could recognize those highly engaged employees who are also top performers in their organization. And by enhancing and embracing these strategies, we feel that we can transform HR into the driving force for a competitive advantage, ensuring motivated, legally compliant, and high-performant workforce. So employee engagement. So what did we do? So during COVID, we started doing a Zoom week because we were scattered across the country, as most of us were. And we wanted to have that constant pursuit to build and preserve our relationships with each other while we were all working from home. So one of our intentional engagement activities is our weekly virtual town hall. The virtual town hall was our creative effort to touch base. And we made sure that we had agendas. We made sure that we had brown bag sessions, which is what we call small learning sessions. We had games and we had parties. And we also really needed to have that when we came back to work. So we don't no longer do it on Zoom. We do it live. So Wednesday at 3:00, we're in the office on a Wednesday. We continue our town hall every week. We realized actually it came about from being creative COVID and the pandemic, but actually it really works for us. So we have a 1 hour session where everybody comes together in one of our bigger rooms, standing, sitting, or however it is together, where we can each week have a separate agenda item, share about the company, share about engagement, have celebrations. We can do all sorts of things in that town hall, and we just continued it after the pandemic. So we've been doing our weekly town hall since March 2020 we found it worked for us. Some of our clients that we work with do this once a month, some of it do it once a quarter, sometimes people do it every 6 months. It's whatever works for you. But we found by being able to bring everyone together, this was really the start of full communication to everyone and everybody understanding what we were doing. We also do a happiness index. I'm sure many of you have done workplace surveys before, and sometimes it can be from 20 questions to 100 questions. We've created with the HR team a strategy that every month we follow one topic, and then after the town hall on a Wednesday, we ask one question around that identified topic. And it's very, very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you agree or do you disagree? And we get very quick, very, very quick survey results and understanding how everyone is feeling in the organization, so that the HR team can then quickly pick that up and make changes in their strategies, maybe come up with more engagement tools, or just find out that what we're doing is right and everybody is enjoying it. We also do company events. We all do company events. We have engagement events which can complement our retention program. Everything is always intentional. So we're always intentional about what we're doing, whether it's from a quiz, whether it's from a raffle, whether it's celebrating a success of a quarter's numbers. We're very, very intentional. Under rewards and recognition, we really feel that having a competitive advantage, you're making people work fast, you're getting them engaged, and they need to be rewarded and recognized for doing a job well done. So within that, let me show you a little bit more data. If you can have a look at that, employees find that most employees leave their company to earn more money, but surveyed received no recognition over the last 12 months. So really, yes, sometimes people will leave you because they're offered more money, but actually you find that you create a better organization that will stay if they are recognized for a work well done. So it's really important that you link not just your salaries and your regular big Phil health, that's important, but we also know that what's important is people really enjoying understanding their value organization and also being recognized. And a company that has a recognition rich culture really are the organizations that people will stay with. So we also have what we call a manifestation. So this is our values. Everybody has values. I'm sure you all know what your values are. We have fun, create positive impact, embody malasakit. I love that word. There is no literal translation into the English language for malasakit because it's a word that means everything, all encompassing. So there's no translation. We have full and we innovate. And it's very important for us that we have understand what these values mean, and they weren't just on a wall. So you'll notice here that we have obviously icons, so we have pictures that show them. We have a bar. What does that mean? I'll come back to that in a minute. We have a definition of what create positive impact, embody malasakit means to us. Because you may have that on your wall as one of your values, but it may mean something different to you in your organization than it does in our organization. So we have the definition. We have a manifestation. What does it mean when we see someone having embody malasakit? What does that look like? And then we always have reflection notes so that we can think back within ourselves. So it's important to note that Effective Employees Rewards and Recognition Program is deeply rooted in the organization's culture. And so recognizing the profound connection between rewards and recognition and an organization's culture and values is more than just theoretical. It's tangible implications and how we foster a positive workplace environment, motivate our teams, and achieve our broader organizational goals. So to understand this, consider the culture and core values of your company. And they are the bedrock on which everything else is built because it comes from the top. Your leader, whether it's a COO, a CEO in this country, whether it's a regional boss or a global boss, it starts from there. And you have to define what the organization stands for, its principles, and its identity. So now, when a rewards and recognition program is aligned to those foundational elements, it becomes such a powerful tool for reinforcing and promoting the desired behaviors and outcomes that we want with our employees because they're aligned to the mission and values. And this is what we truly value. And this is how we acknowledge in QT. So we have our values, we have our definitions. So one of our biggest employee rewards recognition programs is what we call Q points. So it's a reward and recognition program where points are awarded to Queritons, because we're Q2, whenever they manifest the core values and go above and beyond their job descriptions. So it's not just the managers that can award, it's also employees can award each other. They can nominate their managers. And let me just explain to you how it works. So initially, on the next slide, you'll see the Q point system, and I'll slowly open it up for you. But I'm sure you've all watched Harry Potter. So I'm British, if you didn't know. And Harry Potter, they have houses, Slytherin and the other three. Don't know why I remember Slytherin. I should remember the others. They have 4 house points. And this is a very British thing that when you go into a school, you are allocated a Slytherin rocks. Thank you, J Sal. You go in, put into a house. I was in gold many, many years ago. I was in gold. My brother was in gold. He was older than me, so families kind of went into the same. And that took me through high school. So my 6-7 years in high school, I was in gold. And then you earn points for sporting events, education like spelling bee or maths bee or reading. You earn points for cooking because we used to do that in the old days. And at the end of the year, there was a best sports award, there was a best reader, there was a edition, and then there was a best team, much like Harry Potter. So if you ever wondered where J.K. Rowling got that for Harry Potter, it would have been her life. She would have been in a house. So we have 4 houses: Aqua, Area, Pyro, and Terra. So I'm sure you can see what that comes from: the sea, the air, fire, and the earth. And all new hires will be randomly assigned to a specific house. We have a sorting hat. And then they go into that team. They are welcomed in one of our towns. They get told who they've been sorted into, and then they join their house. And each team has a house captain whose initially shall be appointed, but each captain must select their own vice captain. The house captain and the vice captain are responsible to protect the house scores by encouraging members to earn house points, which we call Q points, manage the demerits, because when you're given points, points can be taken away, validate the scores, initiate active participation with all its members in any activity that we have that includes a house. Now, this is also within the Q points house point system, is that the teams are randomly made of different divisions. So in our organization, we have certain divisions, obviously admin, IT, finance, HR, and then we have search, background check. So we have different teams and they work together all the time. What the house point system does and the Q point system does is that it mixes that all up. So you could have a captain who is a regular employee in sales. And then in her team or his team are a couple of managers, newbie, someone from different teams. So what it does, it also fosters that communication and that feeling of camaraderie within the organization, because we all know we generally just work with the people we work with. This mixes it up. Anyone in the organization can nominate Q points, anyone, up or down, but they have to be approved by the exit. Nominations are sent into our system, which is QDOS, which is automated, gets approved on there, and you get 1 house point. As I mentioned before, Exicom, which is our senior management team, approve them, and then active employees can then redeem from their points. There's a catalogue of things that they could redeem their points for, and it can be maybe a spa day, it could be you want to go out to the movies, it could be that you want a day trip, donate to charity. There's many choices. And at the end of the year, in our year-end party, we award for the following: the best house, much like in Harry Potter. So that's the house with the most number of points. And then there's a gift for them all to be able to go out and celebrate together as a team. We have an individual staff, which is given out every year for the highest number of points, and they get an overseas trip for 2 within Asia, and the same with the managers. So we separated the staff with the managers. There's 2 major big prizes. We also give smaller prizes for those that win each individual value. So we do that on a yearly basis, and it's really motivational for everybody to do that. Another way of employee rewards and recognition is Q-Spot. So we highlight Queritons on a monthly basis and make sure that we share the good work that they do, whether it's with a client, whether it's with someone within work, and we do that on a monthly basis. So what's the business impact? So the business impact for us, which we've been doing this intentionally for the last 3 years, is employee morale has increased by 10%. Top line has increased by 17%. Our bottom line has increased by 112%, and our productivity has increased by 114%. It's not easy to have intentional activities, and it does need the managers, the top managers, and everyone to get involved. But it's absolutely critical that it is linked to your values and it's linked to the culture of your organization. So happy to talk more about some of the activities that we do. Happy to take any questions later. But for one, I have a little activity for you, because I'm sure you've all got pen and paper in front of you, notebooks or iPads. I would like you to just do for me the hand of commitment. You may or may not have done this before. In HR, there are so many different tools when you're working with teams for team health, for team trust. And this is just one of them. It's a way of getting to know each individual teams together. There are other tools. There's one other one that's called the One Thing, that you can work with your teams as HR and teach the managers to do this. Coming back to what people were saying in the waterfall, in terms of commitment, trust, communication, all of that good stuff. But what do you do with it? So one of the ways is the hand of commitment, which is very simple. You get a blank piece of paper and a pen or a pencil or a crayon or whatever you have to hand. Trace your hand on the paper. And then on one finger, write the things you will do in order to grow, nurture your biggest asset, which is your people. So you have 5. So you can put 5 on the end. Write what you are going to grow and nurture, your biggest asset, which is your people. And to give you an example, it could be that you want to talk to your manager about engagement. It could be that you want to have conversations with people more often. Whatever is happening in your world, put that down in that five. I'll give you 5 minutes to do this so you can have a little bit of thinking time. And then I'm going to request, I know that a lot of cameras are on, but I'd like to choose one or two people from the audience to share their commitments, because it's very important to share this with your team. And what you say is, I fully commit to do things I wrote in my activity as a entrepreneur, as a student, as a newly grad, as an organization, and then we'll go through it at the end. So let's just have 5 minutes to work on this, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and see what we come. I'm glad you're back, Rustia. I think our timer got I think we've done 4 minutes twice. Maybe just write when you're all done. Just write done, and then we know we can come back to everybody. Because I know we want to have time for some Q&A, and also I think some icebreakers later. How are we doing? Type done if you're done. And then I think Rustia, you said I'm done first. So are you okay to be called on to speak with me? Can we see if Rustia, RLB, who 249 was the first one to be. Great. Okay.
ma'am.
Hey! Oh, I love it when someone volunteers. Welcome. Welcome. How are you doing this afternoon? Where are you from?
I'm from Manila. I am
Oh,
connected with the Presidential Security Group.
wow. And it's very wet in Manila at the moment. So how long have you been with the company, the organization that you're with now?
Going 37 years.
How many? 7.
37. 37.
Wow. Amazing. So you must love the work that you do and passionate about it.
Yes, actually.
Good. That's what you want in life. You actually really need to love what you're doing. So I want you to share with us and share with the group, um, and just share with the group the 5 things that you're going to commit to do, even though we know it's not easy and it's difficult. Some things might seem simple, but they're hard to do. So maybe share with us your 5.
This is so, the ano is very fast. So this what came up in my mind. So embrace changes is number 1. And then interact with people, ask question, continue learning, and dare to go outside the box. That's my 5 commitment actually.
Fantastic. Really embrace change, interact with people, ask questions. You've got to, this day and age, asking questions is absolutely critical because none of us know all the right answers. And sometimes when you Google, it's not
Yeah.
correct either. There's lots of fibs out there. Go outside the box. Love that. Love that. That's an old saying, going outside the box. But truly, when you think of innovation, many of us think innovation is just about the big technology, the big things. But actually, the small innovations, which could be just adjusting a process or finding a faster way to do something or tweak a system, that's innovation. Anything that makes life easy is innovation. And then continuous learning. I am an advocate for continuous learning, for absolute sure. Okay, thank you so much. Is there anyone else who's willing to come up onto the Zoom stage?
We have Rafi who's raising his hand.
Oh,
Rafi, if you can
hi,
turn on your
Rafi.
camera.
Hi, Rafi. Are you there?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, Ms. Zara.
Hi, good
So,
afternoon. Thank you for volunteering. What's your
I
5? Yay!
I have 5. So the first one would be, actually, I'm Rafi Fernandez. I'm the senior manager for HR and administration for 15 years in a construction company here in Manila.
Wow,
Yeah,
amazing.
and currently I'm continuing my doctor's degree in business administration. Anyway, with regards to my 5 biggest assets that I have to needs to give with my peers is, the first one is their career, communication skills, the work-life balance, their leaderships, and then the one that you said earlier, the innovation or the change. So that's it. The 5.
Yes, well, congratulations for continuing your doctorate in administration. As I said before, advocate of learning. And yeah, work-life balance is a challenging one because it's very personal. What you think is work-life balance, someone else might go, oh my God, that's not work-life balance. I'm so busy, or you're so busy. So it's a really personal thing on how you do that. And when you actually sit down and say, okay, I'm going to work on my work-life balance, you need to make sure you write down what is it in the balance that you love doing. How much time does it take? Do you need money to do it? Do you need to travel to do it? We all have different things. And then so that when you sit down, I hope that you will have a chance to sit down with your bosses or your managers or your team leads. You can actually talk to them about how they can help you achieve your work-life balance goals. Because at the end of the day, your manager also isn't a mind reader. They don't necessarily know what it is that you're looking for unless you tell them. So good luck with getting your work-life balance. But I can imagine doing a doctorate you don't have much time for that at the moment.
I have a lot of time with regards. I have a lot of time with my work, and then in my schooling. So I have to
Yeah.
work. I have to balance both.
Yes, I can imagine a work and a doctorate. Whew, not
Yeah.
sure, but good luck with that, and thank you for
Yeah.
sharing
Thank you
with the
so
group.
much, Miss
Because
Clara.
now you've said it out there, you have to deliver because you've said it in the open. You're intentional. So do we have one more person who maybe would like to volunteer to share their 5? I can't see everybody, so I'm Kate. It's up to you to find them for me if there is anybody.
We have Olivia. Olivia.
Olivia.
Yes.
Good
Olivia, can you turn
afternoon,
on your camera
Olivia.
as well? Olivia, you're still on mute.
Unmute.
Mute. There. Olivia, can you try talking so we can hear you?
Good afternoon, Miss Sarah. Good afternoon,
Hi there. Good afternoon.
We
family.
can
Good
hear you,
afternoon.
Olivia. If you can speak louder,
Speak
or
a
if
little
you have
bit louder.
a camera, or I'm sorry, a microphone, you can go nearer the microphone.
Okay, okay. For my I'll just adjust my
That is better.
Better.
for a while. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Again, good afternoon, Miss Sarah. Good afternoon, everyone, and Ariva family. Good afternoon, each and every representative of the different agencies. What I have with me is for the first is teach and inform, influence, values to strengthen inner self, direct with a purpose, with clarity, coach to lessen, eliminate deviations, and to redirect directions, and lastly, support to continuously grow. Thank you. I'm
Thank you,
Olive
sir.
from LGU Makati.
LGU McCarthy. Nice to meet you. How long have you been working with LGU? With the
39
local
years,
government?
going to 40.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations. So you must love your work.
Yes, public service.
Yeah, it's service to the community and the people. Always very grateful for the local government. So I love the fact that we're coming up with, embracing change, inform and communicate, and look at innovation, because employee engagement, in closing, employee is such a big topic. um, to condense it into 1 hour doesn't begin to scratch the surface. But I really hope that I was able to give you some tidbits of what we do inside Q2 and the importance and some data. And I know that I'm happy for them to share the slides with you so that you've got that data from Gallup to be able to sit with your teams and be able to sit with your managers to share with them. So it is a big topic, but it is so important. I truly believe that the significance of HR in any organization is a competitive advantage, because HR needs to be there with finance, with admin, with the revenue team, with the bosses, to be able to give the people side, because you as HR people, you can affect change, real change. And in the old days, talking to a couple of you that have worked as long as I have, the HR office was really about hiring, firing, documentation, making sure that the 201 file, that has so changed. Those organizations that are most successful in the world and in the Philippines understand that having engaged employees, having your values understood, making sure that we communicate what we're doing and have intentional employee engagement practices increases the effectivity, the profitability of a company. So that's how important I believe that HR is to the global world of business. HR and admin, you're not just behind the door, you are and should be intentionally at the table supporting your teams and your companies grow. So I'd just like to finalize a little bit. I think that's it. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to take some questions from the floor, live or written. Happy to do that
Sarah,
for the next few.
we will do the Q&A after our break. So let's just go on a break first. Would that be
Oh,
fine?
okay, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. We'll see you in a little while. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm back because now we're going on a quick break. I mentioned a while ago when we started that something exciting will be happening during our break time. And this is it. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to play a game and we will have 2 winners for this game. Each winner will be receiving 200 pesos that will go straight to your GCash account. Exciting. So this is our game. It's called Guess the Movie. This is how the game goes. Oh, I'm seeing some reactions here. They're excited. This is how the game goes. We'll show you short clips or short trailers of a particular movie. This is what you have to do. You have to be the first one to type the complete and correct title of that movie here in the chat box. You really have to be very fast. There's a lot of you here. So even if it's the first scene, try to guess it. But I'd like to remind everyone we're looking for the complete and correct title. Okay, now, just in case you're still confused on how the game goes, we'll do a trial run. No prize yet, but I want you to start guessing the title of this movie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
For our final trick.
we are going to rob a bank. On the count of 3, you will be teleported through space and time to your bank in Paris. 1, 2,
3. Everyone in this room was a victim of hard times.
Some of you lost your homes, your cars, and so tonight,
We're going to return some of that money back to you.
thank you, everyone. We are the 4 Horsemen. Good night.
There you go. The chat box is moving too fast. The answers I'm seeing are now you see me, but there are others who type now you see me too, as in the number 2. So those are the answers. Let's see. What is the title of that movie? It is, yes, Now You See Me. So there you go. You have an idea how the game goes. You got it right. Again, complete and correct title. We also will not be accepting typos. Okay, so it has to be the right spelling. Okay, so I hope everyone is ready. The next clip will give you 200 pesos. Let's watch this.
Hi, Daddy.
You were supposed to call me when you land.
There's someone here.
What?
Oh my God, they got Amanda. They're coming.
All right, listen to me. Go to the next bedroom. Under the bed.
Tell me when you're there.
Now, the next part is very important. They're going to take you.
Okay, here are the answers. We have Twilight Saga. 2 participants type Twilight. Are they watching a different movie? Let's see. Taken. We have Taken 3. Yes, there are others who are typing in Twilight. What are the other answers aside from Taken? Taken 3, Taken 2. Okay. Let us reveal what is the title of that movie. It is, yes, Taken. And the first one who was able to type it correctly, the first one, we have our first winner, JP Kabusao. Congratulations, JP. Congratulations. You are our first winner. So JP, this is what you have to do. You have to look for Ariva Academy Philippines here in the chat box. And then that is where you will be sending your GCash account number. Send it to us privately, okay? Don't send it to everyone. Protect your data. So again, Ariva Academy Philippines. Now, JP, because you've won already, you won't be able to join the game anymore. Okay? Let's give chance to others. Again, congratulations, JP. Now, to the rest of our participants, don't worry, there's still one more 200 pesos left. This might be yours. Let's watch the next clip.
I'm not infected. I'm not infected. Please.
Nothing happened the way it was supposed to happen. 6 billion people on Earth when the infection hit. I'm a survivor living in New York City. I will be at the South Street Seaport every day at midday when the sun is highest in the sky.
Okay, let me read the answers. We have Avatar, The Sully, I Am Legend, there's King Kong, The Flu, The Sully, World War Z, Flu. What are the other answers? Those are the answers I'm seeing right now. Okay, let's reveal what is the correct title of that movie. It is, yes, I Am Legend. And we have our last winner. We have Jasmine Ubaldo. Congratulations, Jasmine. Congratulations. You will also receive 200 pesos, Jasmine. So just like JP, you have to look for Ariva Academy Philippines here in the chat box and then send your GCash account number. We will be waiting for that. Congratulations to our two winners. Congratulations, Jasmine. Congratulations to JP as well. And thank you to everyone who joined the game. I hope you had fun. I will be moving on to my other announcements before we move to our Q&A. Again, for those of you who have questions, please type them here in the chat box. Send it to us here in the chat box. I'll be reading them. Or if you are asking about a very sensitive case, a sensitive question, you can send it to me privately so that when I read your question, I won't be reading your name, okay? It will be an anonymous question, okay? So keep your questions coming here in the chat box. And stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected with Ariva Academy. You can visit us on social media. You can join our Facebook group. You can also like our Facebook page. You can follow us in LinkedIn. And also you can check out our website, ariva.com.ph. I'm also inviting everyone to be a part of the growing Ariva Academy Viber community. You can scan the QR code and instantly you will find yourself inside our Viber community. So looking forward to seeing you there. Now, for those of you who might have missed the other free live webinars that we had starting 2020, don't worry because you can all catch them via our YouTube channels. All you have to do is subscribe to our channels, Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Now, for those of you who are interested in inviting our speakers to conduct a program exclusive for your whole team or even for your whole company, we can help you out with that. We do in-house training. Give us a call, 0916-695-4418, or send us an email and then let us know what topic you have in mind, what topic you need. Here are some of the programs that we offer, but we have a lot more than that, okay? So call us, email us, and we will help you partner with the right speaker under Ariva Academy Speakers Bureau for that. Now, let me invite you to some of our upcoming learning events. Here are some of them. We have on October 6th, that is on Friday already, Lorenzo Japanese Philosophy, Effective Communication Skills in the Workplace. This is again another free live webinar. Now on October 11, Marketing Communications and Promotions, Best Marketing Communication Tools to Boost Your Business. Dollar Department Order 174 will be on October 11 as well. This is updates on contractualization. Blue Ocean Leadership and Emotional Intelligence on October 12. Unleash your inner charisma and boost your confidence for success. This is our topic on October 13. Enhancing Administrative Support Service Assistant Skills on October 18. Everything you don't know about VAT and other business taxes on October 18. On October 19, we have Essentials of Strategic Planning. Now on October 20, we have this topic, LinkedIn Breakthrough. Transform your business with winning LinkedIn strategies. On October 24 and 25, I'm encouraging everyone, if your work includes Excel, you use Excel for your work, join us MS Excel Bootcamp, intermediate to advanced MS Excel skills for office productivity. Again, this is happening on October 24 and 25 already. Now on October 25 as well, we have work ethics, attitude, and values enhancement in the workplace. On the same day also, October 25, data privacy and cybersecurity threats. Effective workplace discipline, the management prerogative of line managers and supervisors. This is our topic on October 26. On October 27, data storytelling mastery, crafting compelling stories from complex data for impactful decisions. Another free live webinar will happen next month, November 7, networking strategies for career success, how to build strong relationships and advance your career. On November 9, we have guide and strategies to franchising, how to start a franchise with your existing business. On the same day, November 9, we have exceptional employee onboarding, how to create a seamless onboarding experience in a hybrid workplace. November 10, digital marketing and selling strategies to ramp up your sales. On November 10 as well, how to read and understanding financial statements. November 14 is another free live webinar, Malasakit in the Workplace. Sarah was mentioning this a while ago, and this is our topic on November 14. Again, it's Malasakit in the Workplace, building a culture of authentic caring for people. So this is really interesting, and this will be on November 14 already. So there you go. Those are the programs that we have for the rest of the month until next month. If ever you're interested in attending any of them, especially the free live webinars, you know what to do. Go to our website, ariva.com.ph, so that you can already register online. Thank you very much. Now I'll be giving the floor back to our speaker, Sarah, so that we can continue with our discussion and the Q&A. Okay, so do I have questions here in the chat?
Yes, please.
Or anyone who would like to ask a question directly to our speaker. Don't worry, it is for free. No extra payment if you're going to ask a question.
No extra payment needed.
Okay, here's a question. Sarah, it was sent to me directly, so I won't be reading the name of our participant.
Okay. Okay.
What advice can you give if the management is very reluctant to change or any suggestions and the employees are already highly disengaged?
So it comes back to, for me, it comes back to data. If you can share the truth through data with the top management to share with them, so it's not emotional, it's not opinion, it's not how you're feeling, it's data from the floor. So whether you have a survey, which can be anonymous or not, depending on what your culture is, you can ask questions, you can get data from places like Gallup. There are companies, Watson Wyatt in the Philippines has data to show whatever your pain point is. So if you're seeing that people are leaving, or you're seeing that people are disengaged, you've got to gather a presentation of data around that. So you're not going in and just kind of going, it's not fair, there's not enough money. If you go to leadership with and presentation and then a plan of how you're going to fix it and what you believe the return on investment will do, usually it's never going to be 100%, but usually senior management will sit up and take notice, because that's innovation, and you're also giving business return on investment for doing that practice, whatever it is you've chosen that you need to do. I hope that helps. I would definitely, if someone comes in and says, I want to do something, I always ask why. What's it going to achieve? Who's it for? What's it going to give the people in the company? And what's your return on investment?
Okay, thank you so much for answering that question. We have another question here. And this participant is from the government sector. So this is her question. How do we apply competitive engagement if we are working in the government sector?
For competitive engagement, because I know you're stuck. You're stuck. I've lived in this country. Just to let you know, I've lived in this country since 1996. So I'm not. This is my home. I live here, and I'll be here, I guess, almost forever. So I do understand how the government works here, and we do sometimes work with government. Sometimes there's two types of engagement and reward and recognition. There's financial, and then there's also non-financial. So maybe it's experiential, maybe it's getting together in a team. Because Simon Sinek, which I hope you all have heard of. If you don't, he's on LinkedIn, YouTube. He's written books. One of the leading managers of change that I admire. He can be a little bit abrasive, and he said when people are financially invested, they want a return on that. So they want more salary, they want more. But if they are emotionally invested, so they are aligned to the values, they understand the goals of whatever department you're in, it's open on how your department needs to achieve those goals, they're emotionally invested and they want to contribute to that. So that's why I said at the beginning, it's that emotional. People will stay at jobs. There's money will always come into it, but it's PMAT, which is the People Management Association of the Philippines, consistently do surveys, and we always assume that money is the biggest motivator, and money usually comes third or fourth down. It's there in a top 5, but it's not number 1, because people want to be involved, engaged, emotional, have a good team, and you can do rewards and recognition that don't cost very much money. So don't think that the financial, because you can't give the financial rewards that perhaps multinationals can. Because remember, there's also a difference in organizations. You can have a BPO, and BPO tend to pay the most when it comes to HR, finance, their people. But it can also be, I don't like using the word toxic, but it can be stressful working in an organization, and it's not for everyone. So money is not for everyone. It's relative. Look at the emotional side, look at the openness to making sure that the people you work with know what they're doing, how they fit in that goal. What is the goal? Do they know that? So sometimes being authentically open and sharing is very, very important.
There you go. Thank you so much.
I hope that helped.
Here. We have another question here. How does the culture of employee engagement affect talent acquisition and retention?
How does a culture of what, sorry?
Employee engagement affect talent acquisition and retention.
So when you come to having your sourcing and recruitment plan and your employee engagement, your life cycle of the employee actually starts before. So we've all heard the term from cradle to retirement or cradle to grave. You have to have your employee life cycle that includes what do you do before they come to you? How do you attract them? What it is about your persona of your organization, so that when they see you, they get to feel what it might be like to work for you. So there's a lot of work to be done in employee engagement when you're at the wooing stage, and even before the wooing stage. When you go onto Tinder and you're just looking, you're looking and looking and looking, and then suddenly you see something that interests you and you swipe right. It's the same with organizations. People are looking at you on LinkedIn or on Facebook, or they're hearing things about you from employers, so that when your talent acquisition person maybe picks up the phone and says, "Oh, hi, John, we've seen your profile and we'd like to bring you in for an interview," they may already have a great thinking of what you're like because they know someone who works with you and has always talked positively about you, or they may have a negative. So you have to it really affects employee engagement, affects who you hire and who want to join you, but you have to take it that one step, that even before you start wooing and calling people and putting out adverts, what is that employer persona out there in the marketplace? This day and age with technology, it's so easy to find out about employers, companies, what they're doing, who they're working with, what their values are. It's all there for us to see. So you really have to step back a step and say, okay, how do we make our employees happy? They become your advocates. Your employees are your biggest advocates when it comes to hiring people.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Another question. This time it's a participant who's asking for help. How can I encourage our employees to join the activities implemented by the HR department?
With a whip and a stick and make them come along. Well, that's hard. One of the things that we found is we've actually created a employee engagement tribe. So you might call it committee, you might call it something else. We call them tribes. So we have a sourcing and recruitment tribe, we have a communication tribe, and we have a employee engagement tribe. And in that tribe, part of the role of the captains of the houses that I mentioned earlier is they're part of that tribe. And then we also go out to the organization and we look at who are the most engaged employees. Who are the ones that always turn up? Because we all have them. They have the flags, they wear the outfits, they lead from the front because they love being in the organization. So we have a team in the tribe of about 8 people, and they meet just twice a month for an hour. We pay for the coffee and the donuts. And we talk about what they think that they bring in from their different teams, what employees want to do, what they want to be part of. Because sometimes when you're sitting in your office or you're at a certain level, you may not necessarily know what interests everyone. So it's trial and error. It's never perfect. But because of the tribe, we've been able to come up with some really creative engagement programs that didn't cost any money. Whether it's something, we had a simple one, which was your first photo or group photo in the organization. So this was from Terra, which is one of our houses, and they came up with this simple. For a week we all had to post and find our first photos, and it just created an absolute buzz in the office because people were laughing, people that had been with us for a while, and it just went for a week, and it was hugely engaging. But no one had to leave their desks, but it was still hugely engaging. So use the power of your organization. I think sometimes we forget that I'm head of HR or I'm head of, so it's just me. Who was it who said they wanted to interact more? And then Rafi was kind of, break down those barriers. Invite people in because they probably have better ideas than you have, different ideas, newer ideas, simpler ideas. Use the power of your organization, of those people that are already highly engaged.
Okay, here is another question. We have another question from our participant. What activity would you recommend as a starter or as an icebreaker for a company who is not active in terms of e-engagement? So this is the start for them.
So you've never done employee engagement?
Something
is that
like
what we're saying? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or definitely simple. Do a survey. Say that, again, this is all about being open, honest, authentic, and bringing everyone in. Do a very quick survey and just say, guys, we're looking at putting together a strategy for an employee engagement for 2024, whatever you want to do. And then just ask 3 to 5 questions. What programs would you like to see? If the prize is, you're taking it away from cash, remember, because cash is in bonuses, cash is in the salaries, take it away from that and just say, if you were to win and you wanted a experiential prize, what would that be? Do you have any ideas that you can share? Would you like to join the group? So start there, start from the grassroots, start from the people. And we find the simplest ones, sometimes the simplest ones bring the best out of people. Every year on National Pet Day, can't remember what that is, we used to be on Facebook, but now we're in Kudos, which is a technology-based employee engagement platform. We have Pet Day and we have to showcase pictures with our pets. So, and that always garners probably 80% of the community in our organization will send pictures. And then it just creates, because someone's got a spider. Most people have dogs and cats, but some people have lizards and spiders and funny little things and share them. And this is my dog. And then it gives you something to talk about. So I didn't know that one of our guys in finance last year has like 13 dogs. I did not know that, but it creates a conversation piece. I go, you're the one with 13 dogs. Oh, what are they called? So something simple like that is always a good way that connects people. But do a survey that you're starting to do that. Bring them in with you on the journey.
That is so nice. Showing off your pets, of course.
Simple.
Proud fur parents would really join that activity. Okay, I'll move to the next question. Here's another question and another participant asking for help. How can we engage tenured or even senior employees with the new policies, new technologies, new activities in the office?
So again, it comes down to data. If you can show senior boring leaders, I promise you that, maybe they're just waiting to be asked. But if they are not wanting to be asked, not wanting to join, again, it comes down to what it will give them. Because, for most things that you do, we're humans. What's in it for me? If I do this, what's in it for me? I'm not just doing it for, giggles and laughs. So again, show them. If we do this, the data that I showed you earlier on in my presentation is such powerful data. It's true. Show them that and say, we're doing this because we want to support you, Mr. Manager, increase your revenue, decrease your sick leaves, increase your productivity and participation. But we need you to join in.
That's true. Okay, thank you. Next one. I think we're down to our last question.
Okay, great.
Here's a question. Sarah, can you provide examples of companies that have successfully leveraged employee engagement to outperform their competitors? Really specific.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I kind of can. Maybe you can message me quietly. I think on my presentation, I think if Tiara's allowed to share, there's a let's connect.
Yes, there.
Happy to talk.
So we show
happy
it.
to talk. Yeah, happy to talk to you privately about that, because it's a bit difficult to say that out loud. But yes, there are certain organizations that in similar industries that outperform because they focus on the people, not just on the profits.
There will be showing that so that you can.
Yeah.
We'll be flashing it on the screen to our tech team. Can we show it already?
I also sent it on the Zoom chat.
It's also here in the Zoom chat, yes. But now it's
Thank you. So please ask me that question and I'll get back to you, I promise. And if anyone else, that specific question. So if anyone else has any questions, please send them to me. You'll get the slides from this so that you have the data. It's important data, and it's not there to impress your managers, but it's to press them to realize actually these things make a difference. They're not just pizza parties. They're not just donuts. They are intentional. The programs you're going to run are intentional, and then there is a return on investment at the end.
So that's exciting. Whoever asked that question, love to know the answer that Sarah will be sharing with you. And there
Thank
you
you very
go.
much.
That is our last question, but I would really like to say thank you to our speaker, Sarah. You have been very generous with your insights, with the wisdom you shared, the knowledge that you shared, and in answering all of the questions, we also learned a lot from our participants. Thank you for asking those questions.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you
know.
so much. We really learned
Such a lively audience.
Yes, they've been very participative. So thank you so much to all of our participants. And now Sarah would like to present you with a certificate.
Oh,
Let
thank
me read
you.
this. Ariva Academy
Oh,
Learning Development at its finest gratefully presents the certificate of appreciation to Sarah McLeod for imparting her professional expertise, valuable insights, knowledge, and wisdom as resource speaker during the conduct of online learning session entitled Employee Engagement as a Competitive Advantage, given this third day of October 2023 via Zoom conference. Signed by J.M. Matienzo, Chairman and Chief Strategist, Learning Event Producer, and Michelle Irish Malonda Sampson, President and Chief Learning and Development Strategist. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for our speaker, Miss Sarah. Thank you
so much.
much.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for having me. Pleasure.
It is our pleasure. Thank you so much for always answering our invitation with a yes. Now, before we end our webinar, let's have a group photo with our speaker. So please, if you can turn on your cameras, let's do that. There you go.
Wow.
We're seeing the beautiful smiles of our participants now. There you go. And I will be calling on our technical director. She has been helping us ever since we started our webinar. So, Direct Dana, please help us out again with this group photo.
There we go. Thank you so much for that introduction, Miss Kate. Hello, everyone. Again, for those who has not opened their cameras yet, kindly open your cameras and join us for two group photos. There you go. Okay, is everyone ready? All right. So for our first shot, kindly give me your biggest smiles. There we go. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. Thank you so much, everyone. And for the second shot, may I request finger hearts? Like that.
Oh, like that.
Yes, please. All right. Okay, everyone. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you so much again, everyone. Back to you, Miss Kate.
Thank you so much, Dana.
Thank you.
In behalf of everyone from Ariva Academy, I'd like to say thank you to all of our participants for being with us today. It has truly been a pleasure being with all of you, and we are looking forward to welcome you again in our future learning events. So thank you. God bless you all. Thank you, everyone.
a bridge company.
I'm saying